Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Sunday, March the 17th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, there's a lot of talk about Robert O'Rourke, also known as Beto O'Rourke. He just came into the presidential race a couple of days ago, and there's a lot of conversation. But I'm not sure this is the kind of conversation that he was hoping for. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people are asking, who is this guy Beto, and is he ready for the big show? And what exactly does he stand for? Is he just another pretty face? Or did he happen to be at the right place at the right time when he ran against Ted Cruz in 2018? Look, just for the record, you got to give Beto O'Rourke a tremendous amount of credit. He pulled off, he came within 3 points of defeating Senator Cruz, and it's a pretty big achievement here in Texas. Now, he did it because he was able to energize a lot of young people, because he had $80 million that was invested in his campaign. And, he had all the money in the world, and they were spending that money primarily registering people and organizing people and making sure that these people got out to vote. So you got to give him credit for that. He did a great job. But the question that I always ask myself during the 2018 campaign and for days after that, the question I was asking myself was the following: was the $80 million to elect Beto, or was the $80 million to defeat Ted Cruz? Because there's no question there was lots and lots of left-wing groups and lots of people around the country who wanted to defeat Ted Cruz, and they put all that money into Beto. And I think we may get an answer to that question here over the next few months, because the early assessment, if you will, of the Beto O'Rourke for President campaign is not exactly top-notch. I think a lot of people are asking the question, which is a fair question: what does this guy stand for? What are his positions? Well, if you look at his voting record in the Congress, it was pretty much of an automatic Democrat voting record. I mean, he basically voted yes or no on whatever the Democrat leadership needed. He was never really the kind of Democrat who would stand out or even at times walk away from the leadership. He was not Senator Manchin of West Virginia, in other words. He was more of a traditional, predictable liberal Democrat. But even in that, he never really set himself apart. There were no major pieces of legislation that he's associated with. And when he ran for the Senate here against Ted Cruz, his campaign was full of messages of unity. We're going to all work together. We're all going to get along. I want everybody to love each other. Well, that campaign in a Democrat year with $80 million may have been good enough to get you within 3 points of Ted Cruz. But now that you're going to be running against a bunch of Democrats like Bernie Sanders, who went through this in 2016, or even Vice President Biden, or some of the others who are going to come after him, full blast, I'm not sure that same kind of campaign is going to work. So I believe that these next 3 to 4 weeks are going to be critical for Beto O'Rourke to establish himself as a serious candidate. And, we'll find out over the next 3 to 4 weeks how well he's doing in the polls, whether he's not rising or whether he's at the top. We're also going to find out what kind of money he's raising to see how serious Democrats take him. So it's an interesting thing to watch, Beto O'Rourke, because, again, those of us who lived in Texas who got to see his campaign, I mean, it was an amazing campaign, the organization that they put together. But the question is, how does that translate to the rest of the country? Well, we'll find out over the next 3 or 4 weeks, but I would not be surprised if the whole thing just blows up, because I don't think that Democrats are as excited about Beto running for president as they were about Beto running against Ted Cruz. And I think that we'll probably find out the answer to that question over the next few weeks. Thank you for watching. We have all of these on YouTube, on Twitter, and on my blog. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday and happy St. Patrick's Day. Bye-bye, everybody.